In this class, let us learn what are the conditions to claim input tax credit. What are the conditions that one person need to satisfy to claim input tax credit? There are four conditions. There are four conditions one person needs to satisfy. Out of that one condition we already studied in our last class. That is, the registered person should actually receive goods and services. He should actually receive goods and services. If he does not receive, he cannot claim input tax credit. That was the one condition. Now let us see the other conditions. The second condition says that the registered person should actually have a possession of tax paying document. Let us take a simple example to understand this. Say I purchased a goods worth rupees 1 lakh plus I paid 18,000 as GST. Now I can only claim input tax credit if I have the invoice with me or any other tax document. Any other tax document, whatever we studied in our invoice chapter. So only if I have that document, I'll call it as invoice, only if I have invoice, I can claim input tax credit. Say the seller gave me the invoice but I lost it somewhere. Now I cannot claim. Why I can't claim? Because I don't have a possession of a tax paying document. So one of the important condition is I need to have a tax paying document. If I lose it somewhere or if I did not receive it, I cannot claim input tax credit. Now if you remember the invoice chapter, there I said that invoice is always drawn in triplicates and the buyer will be given an original copy. So here buyer should have an original copy to claim a input tax credit. So that is the second point. Second point says the registered person should actually have a tax paying document in his possession. Let us see the next point. The third point says that tax should actually be paid to government. This is an interesting point. Let us say that I purchased goods worth rupees 1 lakh. I purchased goods worth rupees 1 lakh and paid 18,000 rupees as GST. I also have an invoice with me. Now, the person who sold me the goods did not pay tax to the government. Normally what happens? I purchase goods, I pay GST to the seller. Seller will pay it to the government. Now let us say that seller collected 18,000 rupees and did not pay it to government. He used it for his personal purpose. Can I claim input tax credit? Though it is not my mistake, if he doesn't pay, but still government said, unless he pays it to the government, I won't get the credit. Now it is my responsibility, it is my headache to convince him to pay to government. So the third point says, input tax credit can only be claimed when the tax is actually paid to the government. Now let us see the last condition. Last condition, this is my responsibility. That says, I should file my returns. I should file my returns, that is GSTR2. What is GSTR2? We will study in our returns chapter. But I should file a return saying that I purchased these goods. So only after I file my return, I will get the input tax credit. So now let us see the four conditions. The first condition I said, I should actually receive the goods and services to claim input tax credit. That is the first condition. Second condition says I should actually have a possession of tax paying documents. So I should have it in my hands. The next condition I said, the tax should actually be paid to the government. Tax should actually be paid to the government even if it is not my fault. If my seller doesn't pay, I will not get the credit. So that is the third point. Tax should actually be paid to the government. The fourth point, that is, it is my responsibility to file my GSTR returns. So I should file GSTR2 to claim input tax credit. So if I don't file my GSTR return, I will not get input tax credit. So only after satisfying these four conditions, I will be eligible to claim my input tax credit.